white cone is the end of the passing lane. So that means that you can't pass till you get to the blue cone, and you have to be finished passing by the time you get to the white cone. So that means if you're the one letting the person by, you also have to make sure they can get the pass done by the time they get to the white cone. So that means you need to breathe off the throttle a little bit. Not as much as you think, it's just a little breath. And then usually once they get up by your door, you can roll back on the throttle and you just fall right in behind them and you'll be good. How do you let the car in front of you, the car behind you, know that you want them to pass, or you're going to let them pass? Do a point by. What does a point by look like?
Arm all the way out the window.
Yeah. This is not a point by.
You gotta see it, right?
Out there. Every car behind you that you want to let pass gets their own point by. So point that car by, bring it back, it starts to go. As soon as that car gets by you, the next car I want them to go to, point them by. This isn't, I want to let a bunch of cars go by. that isn't any good. You gotta point it by, bring it in. All your passes today are going to be on the left. So as you're driving out the window, just point it by, point it by, bring it in. If you're in the car behind, how do you let the person in front of you know you want to pass?
Flip your legs.
Using polite hand gestures or something. You do what's called present.
You go out to the left.
So if you're driving and you follow, no matter how, and this will happen, I'll be behind you later today, and I'll be like driving right behind you. Even if I come all the way up right behind you, I don't really want to pass you. I'm following you. But if I want to pass you, then you present yourself. So you present yourself in the side mirror. So now I'm here, that means I want to pass. And then you're at that, when you get to the passing zone, then you can let me pass. Now, I may catch up to you. On a track map. Google aerial. So, this is the front straightaway, but we enter in here and we go in here. And this is the first opportunity to pass right through here. And you drive all the way up along here, and this is the next time you get to pass up here. And then you go down here and up, and then you get to pass here. Now let's say you catch up to someone right here. They can't let you pass till here. So, if you're the car in front, you're going to reach up and just touch your inside mirror. Whole hand, just go like that. And that lets the car behind you know, okay, I know you want to pass. So that means when you get to the next passing zone, you better let them pass. And then when you don't have to wait and do the point by till you get to the blue cone. You can do that beforehand. Your star job, and you weren't here. So you can point them by before you get to the blue cone, so then they can have momentum and carry on to what they need to do.
Carry on.
Now, if you've tapped the mirror, and then all of a sudden that car's not behind you anymore and it's not presenting anymore, what should you do? Still give them the point by, because it's quite possible that they don't have your horsepower, because some of you have some stupid horsepower out there. They might not have your horsepower. So they'll come into turn one here, and they may let you get a little ahead of them there. So you're coming down the front straightaway, all of a sudden they back off here. And you're going, oh, they're not going to get me. And then all of a sudden what happens is they're going to carry more speed up here so they can take two nice and fast, and they can get some momentum. If they follow right behind you, well then it's just a horsepower race, and if they don't have the equipment or horsepower, they need the momentum. So they're going to back off you, come around, and then be able to get going faster. So yeah, you can still offer them the point by. If you don't want to take the point by, so you don't want them breathing on you, just flash your lights and say, no, I'm not going to go. And then you can just get back on the throttle and keep going.
You told them different car cones already?
Yes. What I haven't told them yet, which Tim's going to tell you now, is we are going to do a passing drill next. The passing drill is you guys go out 2 by 2.
So we're gonna pair you up on pre-grid, and we're gonna say you're with him, and you're gonna be buddies from that for the next 2 laps. So that means if you point them by and it's not bye-bye after that. You gotta stay together as a group. Don't go too slow, but again, don't go too fast. You don't want to bunch everybody up. I mean, we don't have a lot of cars this time, so it shouldn't be a problem. You don't want to really bunch up. That way somebody's trying to do their passing drill and they're right behind you. And so it's kind of...
But if you're the lead car, don't close on the group in front of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, this is a drill. So you're going maybe 60% of the speed that you would go. So when you don't have, so all you're doing, the whole goal of this is you're letting the corner workers and your coach know that you know where the passing zones are, what a point by is, and how to do a pass. It's not how fast you can go or stuff like that. This is a leapfrog drill for only 2 laps. Then you're good to go. Right, sorry.
Can everybody see where the passing zones are?
Yeah.
And we're just using the 3. There's 5 out there, but we're only using the 3. Okay, for now. So how do you know? Where did you go?
Oh, I did your bit. I used table instead of you. And actually, it was much more compliant.
Okay, so I don't know where I'm at now.
Why don't you go over some vision? As you start going faster, you're going to have to look different places.
Oh yeah, well, that's when speed starts coming up. You're going to be looking farther down the track. You don't want to get. Yeah.
The what?
Do you have your vision?
Yeah. Just two ahead of that. 2 next, I think. Next one.
So that. Don't lock into the car in front. Don't drive the. He may not know where he's going.
Click the next one.
Might,
that'll give you.
You might be.
That's what you look like on the way here.
You might be. You might have a good line. The car in front of you may not. So drive your line. Don't drive just because you're right. See the bottom.
Yeah.
So this is what most people see, especially when you're driving out in the world. And this is what you should see. You should see everything. See things like that. Eyes up. You're looking ahead. You're not looking at the apex cone that's coming up. You're looking through that corner. By the time you see, you're driving here and you look at that apex corner, it's already too late. You're already by it. So you want to maybe have your eyes up and looking through the corner to the truck out cone. So, especially on this track, there are some visual cues as you're going around. Did your coach show you like going up Valkyrie Hill?
Yeah.
Power pole, yeah. Power pole on the top. I mean, you don't see it right away, but if you put your right wheel on that fog line on the right, it'll appear to you and you'll go straight to it. Same thing going down the between 2 and 3. Come out of that track all the way out to that fog line, put your left wheel right on it, and it's dead straight down the hill. The track goes like this, but you don't have to do that. You're just wasting time. See. Everybody know what all those terms are? Right? Apex is what?
Beginning of the turn.
Nope.
Lowest part of the turn.
It could be the
Tightest.
beginning of the turn. If it is the beginning of the turn, you're out of position. Now your turn-in cone is all the way on the outside, whatever way the corner is going. The apex is the closest you're going to be on the inside of the corner and track out all the way. I saw a lot of people, well, you're still learning the track, so don't worry about it yet, but use that whole track. You paid for it all. Use the whole track. Especially on almost everything on racetracks is a late apex. It's safer that way. If you start pinching the track out or pinching the turn in.
You don't really get that on this graphic.
Oh, okay. What's that?
On this graphic doesn't give you what you're looking
Oh,
for.
okay. So, but it's always safer that way. It gives you longer braking distance to go into the corner. So if you pinch the corner off, you're just gonna sit off. You ever drive out into the country and you see two skid marks that go off the end of the road, off the curve into a tree? That's because that's where they were looking, and they probably pinched it. Went in too early, so there was nowhere to go. Kill the tree.
But if you look at the trajectory, and then at the end of the day, they need new tires. And I'm following them in my car the whole year with 1.5 year old tires, and I still have plenty of tire left, and I'm going the same speed as them. How was that? That's part of what you want to learn. It's managing, putting the car in the right place, managing it where you want to go. And sometimes, what's really interesting, I like Formula One. I watch that a lot. And yeah, that's funny. This is a technical track, and it's a very technical track in the Northwest. Probably in the US, it's a pretty technical track. You want a technical track? We just if you watched it, you just watched one. That's beyond technical there. So actually, you guys have it pretty easy. There really are plenty of places to pass here. To be in a very good shape. So you want to have, and the good thing about using all 4 tires on the apron at 2 is it gets you used to coming in and being. Now, here's the cone at 2, and you come on the apron. You can hit the apron this way, and that's not going to be very good because it sends you the wrong way. Or you can hit the apron like this, and even when you're on there, you want your angle onto, because right here is where the cement is. You want your angle on the cement to be correct for where the track out is. So just getting it on there isn't necessarily a win. It's what angle you're on there. One of the interesting things was they were, not this race, the race before, when Lewis Hamilton was doing all the dominating, and they had a corner. I think it was 7 or whatever it is, and that was where almost he was making up all his time on the whole track. And they had a picture of him and Valtteri Bottas, which both drive the same Mercedes car.
Is that Catalunya?
Yeah. Corner I'm very familiar with, by the way. But you could see that when Lewis went through, his angle was like this, and when Valtteri went through, his angle was like that. That's pretty small. But that's why he was able to have pole. So sometimes just that angle of approach makes things so much easier. So he could get on the gas a little earlier, it saved his tires. That's why he had no problem with his tires for the whole race. So if you learn not only just where you go, but how you go about going, and the coaches are in the car and they help you do that. You go around the track fast, but you go around the track with less stress. For you, for your car, for the consumables, your tires and all that kind of stuff. Makes it a lot more fun, a lot easier to go around. Because most of your cars, you'll be able to go pretty fast because those computers they'll just hold you on. We had a young kid out here last time we were here, and he just blossed around in his VW. Yeah. And then, I just said, you're going fast. But your car's doing everything, and so I'm with him, and I go in the car with him, and the car was doing this on all the different, the tracks. I said, you know what that is? He thought, well, I obviously need a better suspension. Yeah, because that's always what you think. Oh, well, the car. I've maxed the car out. It's my first day on track, but I maxed the car out.
I need new tires, I need new brakes, I need new suspension.
I guarantee the car is not your limiting factor, anybody in this room. And you're doing what it takes to learn to go fast by being in here and listening to your coach and doing that kind of stuff. I was sitting there talking to him, I said, do you know what that is? I said, that's your traction control moving around, and then you have this diff. And that diff is moving everything around from the front wheels to the other wheels. It's a really nice, slick diff because it's got a four-wheel drive. I said, the poor clutches in your diff, man, they're going to last like 3 days if you do this. Do you know how expensive that's going to be? I said, yeah, you're going to feel good that you're going fast, but you don't know why you're going fast, and it's going to be very expensive. All of a sudden, that guy was open to learn everything. Wow, how should I do that? You know, because it was a counterclockwise day. Yeah, so some of those things out there, but just lining the angle of the corner going up. I said, no, you're coming in like this, and you've got the weight off your wheel, and you're causing it to spin and stuff like that. So I showed him how to take a different line in there, do a couple different things. He goes, oh wow, it feels so much different, so much smoother. And that's a couple of things that you want to remember. Smooth is fast, sorry?
Right.
I'm just giving him some...
Did we talk about track position after passing? Do that?
Well, no, we only got... Well, yes.
After you pass. So if this is the end of the passing zone, and you're the car out here passing, and this is the end of the zone, you need to remember need to have your pass done by the cones. So if it's a fairly late pass, you may be over here entering a corner when you're used to be over here. So you got to keep that in mind, especially on some of these fast ones. You want to get back over, as soon as you get past that car, try to get back over into your normal line as soon as possible.
So if you see that being passed, you want to back up even more to let them get over there?
No, it's up to, well, you're going to be doing that normally, yeah. But it's really up to the passing car. Yeah.
But when you pass, you're going to be going into the corner faster than you normally do. Just because you had to go past that car and stuff like that. So that means you probably want to do the old brake a little longer, take a little later apex. And it's the same thing you do. If you're not all the way over, so you can't get this nice wide line because you're stuck here, then you just brake a little bit longer and then catch the line and come back through. And so, you know, you'll be all right. We, the coaches, give you what's called the school line. That's the safest way around the track. It's got the most room for error. Not necessarily the fastest way around the track. It's not necessarily the fastest way for your car around the track, but it's the way that gives you lots of room and things to work with. So watch a race. There's only probably 1 or 2 cars that are doing the optimum line. Everyone else is doing the line they got stuck with because there's a car next to them, or they're getting past, or they're past and stuff like that. Amazingly, all the cars make it around the track because there's not just one way around the track. You just got to drive the one you have.
That's your Grosjean.
Well, if you're Grosjean, you can hit a wall in a warm-up. That poor guy. The only person with a poor mental state than him is Verstappen. Boy, that poor young kid can't do anything right now. Smooth is fast. That doesn't mean that you become, you know, a chauffeur.
Driving this Daisy.
A better way to say it is smooth allows you to be fast, because you're going to get to the edge of the traction of that little point of contact that you have on the rubber. And then as you start to move, you can feel it and make corrections. But right now, since you're not going that fast, everything should be really smooth because you're not going to have to react to the car because things shouldn't be clumping around all over the place. But we'll talk more about smooth is fast later. These are just things to remember. Outside, inside, outside. What does that mean?
Start out wide, come in, and then go out wide.
Right. So, you know, we always talk about, drag racing. How hard is that? You just have to go straight. We do real driving. We drive around the racetrack and we go around corners. But what do we do when we come to the corners? We try to make them as straight as possible. So that's what you're going to do. Outside, inside, outside. And very important, in slow, out fast. You can go in a couple miles an hour too slow. You can add to accelerate a little bit sooner. You go in a couple miles too fast, you're praying you don't go off the end of the track. So in slow, so you can go out fast. And I guarantee you, for whatever reason, when you're first starting, you always go in too fast and come out too slow. And the very interesting thing is, generally speaking, when you start out, you try to do the slow corners fast and the fast corner is slow. So when the coach is telling you something's going to be counterintuitive to you, so things are kind of different. Turn 1.